This week for word work, we're going to be working on words that have multiple meanings. So to start, let me show you some examples of words in English that have multiple meanings. So there's the word bat, and you can think of a bat like the animal or a bat like a baseball bat. One word, two different meanings. Cap could mean a hat, or it could be the cap of a bottle, the bottle cap right on top. You could have fan, like a fan that blows wind, or you could have a fan, like someone who loves a certain team or a certain sport. The word block could be used to describe a toy, or sometimes you can have a word that means a noun and a verb. So you could talk about a road block or a blocked road, and then that way it sometimes acts as a noun and sometimes as an adjective or even a verb depending on the word. Here are a few more examples. You can think of a chip like a computer chip that works your computer, or a chip like the kind you like to dip in guacamole. A top could be the top of an outfit, the top half of something, or it could be a toy, a spinning top. You can think of the word snap, like the sound you make when you snap your fingers, or you can think of poor Ron Weasley and his snapped wand from, was that book 2? I think it was book 2. A shed could be a small building behind your house where you keep your tools, or you could also talk about a dog shedding his fur, getting rid of his fur. So that's an example of when it's a noun, like an item, or a verb, like an action, when an animal sheds its fur. Rock can be like, good old-fashioned rock. Or you can talk about the type of music, like rock music. Or you could even thinking about the verb, like you're rocking a baby to sleep. So those are the kind of words we're going to practice. And this is what your worksheet looks like. This is page 1. And what you're going to do is circle the one word that fits into both sentences. Then write the word on the lines. So here's the example. You had the words ruler, ribbon, and judge. Which word will fit in both sentences? I will use the ruler to see how long the worm is. Makes sense. You could use it to measure something. Do you think the queen is a fair ruler? Also makes sense because a ruler could be a leader. So here's what you want to do. The team scored with 1 minute left in the game. That could work. 1 last left in the game. The team scored with 1 last left in the game. That doesn't make sense. So I'm going to go ahead and actually cross that one off because I don't think that'll work. The team scored with 1 second left in the game. Okay, both of those work. So I'm not going to pick yet because I want to make sure it fits in both sentences. Jane is the minute girl in line for the ride. Doesn't really make sense. Jane is the second girl in line for the ride. That one makes sense. Does that work for both? The team scored with 1 second left in the game. Jane is the second girl in line for the ride. Oops. So you can cross off the ones you know don't work, circle the one that you do, and then you're going to type. You're going to write it. I'm going to type it. You're going to write the word on the line. The team scored with 1 second left in the game, and Jane is the second girl for the ride. So that's what you're going to do there. I could get that to move. There we go. So that's page 1. I think you'll recognize a lot of these words and phrases. And then on page 2, you're going to do some sentence writing yourself. Read each word and think of 2 different meanings. Then write 1 sentence for each meaning. And notice that these sentences are not just 3-word sentences. Bed. I made my bed this morning. Not just, I made my bed. I sleep in my bed. But just try to make it a little more descriptive, a little more complicated. He plants seeds in the flower bed. So there is the word bed, used as a place to sleep, or describing a flower bed, used twice. The rest of the words on this paper have all been described by me at the beginning of this video. So if you get to a word and you're all the way down to snap and you can't think of a second meaning, just rewind back to the beginning of this video and you'll see some images to help you remember multiple meanings of the word snap. And make sure you use a capital at the beginning of your sentence and a period at the end.